This is Endure the Swarm. It's an apocalyptic survival game that's really different from all the other ones that I've seen out there recently. The thing that stood out to me about it when I watched the trailer was that it seems to have rogue-style movement, kind of like Crypt of the Necrodancer, where each time you move, the enemy also moves. And so you can stop and think about your choices for as long as you want, but there's a limited number of actions that you can take, including movement actions, before the enemy overwhelms you. And so the idea of this game, as I understand it, is there's a swarm of insects taking over the area that you're in, and you're trying to make all the right choices to survive through their assault. And I don't think there's such a thing as defeating them. It's just, I mean, like it says in the title, you'll be enduring the swarm.
It's hard to believe it's only been a year. Even before it all happened, I was surrounded by monuments to my own laziness. Technically, I was doing remote contract work. I used the money to pay for a debilitating diet soda addiction. It also financed my jet-setting voyages into the deepest depths of Wikipedia. Yeah. If I knew what would happen, I probably would have used the money for more... Well, I'm sure I would have thought of something.
Something's about to happen. Kind of impressed that they animated that blanket. Okay, so I'm assuming I'm using WASD here. I like that they're having me play through the introduction. Oh, everybody's running away from swarms of insects. Ah! Okay. The people next door do not seem to understand. Okay, I don't think I can interact with my door. At least moving into it doesn't do anything. Can I click on it? Can I push space? Can I push E? Oh, wait, okay, E rotates me. Q rotates me the other direction. What about F? No? Well, how do I interact with things? Enter? Okay, is there a place where I can learn this? Ah, of course, keyboard controls. Okay, WASD move, enter, hold to grab. T to zoom in and out, F undo, R reset. Okay, so it looks like grab is the thing I was missing, and that is enter, but it's hold to grab. It's not. Okay, so hold enter. Okay, I can't open my door. Can I... Oh, okay, so if I move into something that's pushable, I can push it. Oh no. I just put on my headphones.
Stayed in that room forever. Power was off in hours. Water held out a couple days. Wasn't long before all the food in my fridge was bad. But even in that small apartment, every so often I could hear the scurrying. When I finally left, I developed a system. First thing I did, check my surroundings. That way I could be prepared in case.
Okay, so you can see when I moved forward, the insects emerged from the hole. So I'm headed down to the back room. The door is made out of paper. Q to turn to face the box. And then pull enter to grab the box. Now I can move with the box. And
Most
they can't get through it.
Aren't really worth staying. If I'm lucky, maybe I'll find a camp stove, maybe stay somewhere for a week reheating beans. But unless I find the home of a recently departed hiker, most places don't really have much beyond saltines.
Okay, so
I don't
bugs...
hate saltines. They just get old after a while.
The bugs are over by that... Is that a window or is that... I think that's just a TV. So they're going to be spreading out and coming to this door. So I'm wondering... Can I... Okay, so rotation doesn't advance time. And so the purpose of rotation is to decide what I'll grab if I'm going to grab something. Okay, so they detect when I'm safe.
Good and bad. I have to say, given I was halfway defusing with one back before, but It's nice when a bed is someplace you retreat to, not someplace you occasionally move from.
Okay, so the challenge is, so they can tell, like when I am in a place that is insulated from the bugs, they can tell and they just accelerate time and show me surviving. So, okay, so I don't know if I can block the door that is behind me right now. In fact, if I don't know if that lamp counts as being in the way. If I can't block it, I'll probably get killed. But I'm going to try it, partly because... Oh, no, I can't grab that piece of furniture. Okay, so I've probably actually screwed myself going this direction. Yep. Oh, no! Okay, so, satisfied my curiosity about that option. I actually did think from the beginning that the correct move was to go in here, grab this, slide it over, and then I'm safe. I guess...
I became a master of the environment. Well, a master pushing boxes, at least. Sometimes I would check to see if they had anything interesting in them. Pictures, mementos. Usually it was just ratty clothes.
Okay, so now I have 2 doors I need to block. We're going to delay the bugs coming out for 3 turns. I have 2 doors I have to block because I don't know if they come in the windows. I assume they do. And if they do, I think this front room is indefensible. I think I can only defend the back room. So... Yeah, so Round of Court is that... I was going to bring this up too. Round of Court is asking, like, how do I ever escape each of these houses? They do get surrounded by bugs. So yeah, so I do think... I'm assuming that these are waves of emergence. Like, I'm betting the bugs emerge in a big wave that will kill you if they reach you. But I suspect that they do eventually move on. And so it's just, you have to deal with each of these outbursts each day. But they didn't say that explicitly, but I feel like it's a reasonable assumption. Okay, so I think what I probably need to do is block the left doorway with this box while going into that doorway, and then go get the other one. So, okay, so I was expecting this to be a little bit more... No, I didn't mean to move it like that. Crap, can I back up? Is there a way to undo? Yes, F. Okay, F. So I want to rotate, not move. I want to grab, slide to the side, and then pull back. And then can I get the other one in place in time? Yes, okay, so my move...
Warehouses are always a gamble. Sometimes it's full of food and supplies, sometimes it's full of nothing. Either way, these places are death traps. Far too easy to miss an entrance, a window, a crack in the foundation. At least it's cool in them.
So, even though it depicts it as though my moves and the bugs' moves are happening simultaneously, actually my moves supersede theirs. So, I can, like, so if I move and they move into the same space, my move is the one that counts, not their move. Their move doesn't block me. So, that's good to know. I'm assuming that this cage, or this, like, fallen shelf by this door, prevents me from blocking the door, but does not stop the bugs. That's my assumption, so I have to find somewhere else to hide. So yeah, so I was expecting this to be more of a survival game, like with the traditional survival game stuff, but it looks like this really is just a puzzle game, which is totally fine. It's a cool puzzle game, but it's just interesting to be using sort of the trappings of a survival game in a game that actually it's just a block pushing puzzle. Okay, so I've got 2 blocks and I've got 2 windows. You know, maybe, okay, looking at this, since there isn't another room to hide in, maybe that fallen shelf does fully block the door. It probably has to, because I can't think of a way to... Unless they can't come in the window. I wasn't paying attention to whether they came in the windows of the other place. If they can come in the windows, then I have to... Then probably the door is blocked, and I have to block the 2 windows with the 2 boxes. However, if they can't come in the windows, then I probably have to block both sides of that shelf with the 2 boxes. So let's see. Oh, yeah, so Macbert wants to know if I'm sick because my voice sounds different. No, I just did a bunch of karaoke last night at our holiday party. So I'm just sounding a little off, but that's why. Okay, so let's block this window. But I don't think I've got time to block the other one. Yeah, I don't. Okay. So one way we could do this might be something like this. Almost. Okay. We're on the right track. That was almost the right answer. I wonder if it could be something like this? That's what it was. Okay, but moving them together.
I used to want a warehouse. Just a big open space to play around with. Told myself I got the money or the time, but I don't know. I mean, Apocalypse notwithstanding. I just find the open space so intimidating now. I feel like a cathedral to religion I don't practice. Maybe I need to pray more to Hephaestus.
What an odd setup. Okay, so I'm not sure. Okay, so I've got a lot of windows. Okay, so I've got 4 windows at the bottom of this room that I could block. And if I block those windows, I think there's no way for the creatures to get in. But if I don't have time to do that, there's a chance I might have time to block myself inside one of the tiny rooms. Do I? Or is that even a possibility? Like, okay, so I've got 6 boxes. 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I need 7 or 8 boxes to block myself in to those spaces. I'm trying to think. If I've got 6 why do I have 6 boxes? Because theoretically, I only need 4 to block those bottom windows. Unless I don't have time to block those bottom windows. Maybe all I have time is to create a U-shaped capture point, basically, for the bugs. So, like, maybe what I need to do is that. No, not that move. That. And then they can't go diagonally.
I come across a lot of dentist offices. Bad for supplies, but they're easy to fortify. It's funny, because I hated this place as a kid. I couldn't believe people would go to have someone pick at their gums while you aren't allowed to move. Couldn't stand it. I stopped going and will never go back. I mean, like, to a dentist. I'm already in the office. Look, the dentists are probably all dead now. You get it.
Okay, I like the tone of this, like some idiot talking to me. Okay, so it looks like I need to lock myself in one of these smaller rooms. And so that's going to involve... Oh, but there's not a lot of room to move around these places. Oh, wait, but I don't have to block the door and the window. I just need to block the bugs. Right. Okay, I just need to block the bugs. And I think that's easier than it looks. I think it's just that. And I'm all right.
Working in an office for a while.
Oh, no.
You would think an antisocial loner would hate it, but I found it really productive. Focusing on work is a lot easier for me when the alternative is socialization. Benefits of an open office, I guess.
Okay, so this one's less about planning my moves and more about just comprehending the space. So they're going to almost immediately get into that front room. And then they're going to progress in almost an S shape. No, wait, no. They're going to... Okay, so first the top middle room, then to the left, then down, then to the right where I am, and then they're going to spread in every direction from the room that I'm in right now. They're also going to be coming eventually through the windows at the bottom. So it feels like... Okay, so what I probably need to do... Oh, and I can't move the boxes through the doorways. So any room that has... Like, if a room has got a box in it, that's how many boxes that room can have. So... Macmurd is saying top left box, the second one from the left. I'm actually not... Okay, I'm not sure what you're saying. They're not going to merge for 3 turns. That's helpful. And yeah, so folks are suggesting that for my throat, I should try like spicy food, like chicken soup with spices. I might have some ramen soup after this. Yeah, Macmurd, I don't have to be in a room to block it. I can just need to leave one of these boxes in place, and it will block the guys. So I'm just thinking, I could, if I block the doorway to my left, and by left I mean when I'm in this position, if I block the doorway to my left first, that will block their first ingress. Their second ingress is probably through the windows at the bottom left, but I can block their way in from there. And I can block the window in the bottom center. And then I can block the doorway in the bottom right. I think if I go in that order, that's the order in which the bugs can reach the ingresses. Yeah, okay, so here we go. So we're going to go first. Grab this and pull it in. Then we're going to go here. And then we're going to block that. This is a really clever puzzle game. I love that. Like,
my mom had an inexplicable hatred of shelving. I think she had a hatred for clutter and thought by not having shelving, we wouldn't have clutter. No, that didn't work. Maybe she was just afraid I would push all the shelves over. An outrageous accusation.
So, okay, so I mentioned this is going to be about me knocking things over. Because we've seen furniture knocked over in previous things already knocked over before. So I'm betting that knocking over probably just doesn't have the flexibility of pushing boxes. Pushing boxes, I can take them a lot of different places. I'm betting that knocking over means I have to get behind the thing, push it, and it does one thing, and I can't really control it after that. So yeah, so Macmurd was asking earlier if I can pull a box through a door, so the box stops at the door, but I go through the door. And yeah, I think you saw in the previous puzzle, I absolutely could do that. So I'm betting what I need to do is this, and then I can't move it again. But I actually just screwed myself because I blocked my ability to do the same thing to the one on the left. So. Push that one over. Push that one over, and then push that one over. Okay, so they don't have the same strategic flexibility of the boxes.
Opposite of my misgivings about warehouses, I love a little shed. Just a cozy little room I can hunker down in for a few days. Reminds me of my apartment. Well, reminds me of it before all the things started.
Okay, so I can't go through windows. So if I'm going to fix anything from the outside, what I should do is get in that truck and drive off, though I guess maybe I can't hotwire it. So I'm going to have to move this piece of furniture. So this is one where it kind of... Oh, I like how it, like... They've got a little chaotic stuff coming out of it. So now I need to... Now, can I move two at once? Hold on. Can I go like this? Yes, I can. Only problem is I'm freaking outside. So... there we go.
I didn't hate school. Didn't love it either. I have very middling feelings about it. I like the structure. It just felt like the only time I knew what I was working towards. Not so hot on the whole socializing with one's peers thing. Look, some of them were nice. Some of the time.
I just realized that I missed Paroxic's comment about my my voice, saying that for my sore throat, his solution is that I should sing "What About Love" by heart. So that's the problem. So the first thing I sang, the thing that killed my voice, was I sang "In the End" by Linkin Park. I split it with a producer. She was doing mostly the rap sequences, and I was doing all the Chester screaming. And that just killed my voice. And then later, I actually tried to sing a song that was a little bit more like "What About Love." I sang I sang "Torn" by Natalie Imbruglia, and singing with another producer. And she had to carry the whole song because my voice I could not use it. I thought that I could sing, and I could not sing. And so I was just kind of up there looking confused for most of the time. It was kind of embarrassing, but, whatever. It's okay. Yeah, so Raneth Cord suggested he wasn't sure that the solution I found, where I was sort of backing into one box while pulling another, he said it didn't look intentional. I mean, the thing is, I think that if it wasn't an intentional mechanic, I think it wouldn't have been possible. I think they had to explicitly make that possible, probably. So I think they did intend it to be a thing that you could do. It did look like they probably intended for me to separately push the two boxes. And I might have solved it slightly faster than the minimum solution, but that's probably fine. I think it's probably good that this game gives you room to come up with other solutions. Okay, so let's analyze this. So these little dudes are going to be coming in this window almost immediately unless I stop them. They're also eventually going to come in through this door, but that'll take them a while. I have a long time to block this door, if I need to even. I'm actually not sure. Yeah, so I don't think I can use this. Okay, well, okay, listen. This is one where we can probably do it step by step. Figure out what we're supposed to do. Okay, so it looks like I need to chase window blockers. Yeah, so all of these actions I'm taking right now are completely forced by the situation. I don't think there is another thing I can do besides this. So this is the point where I now have choices. And so my problem is, how can I use that one box that's trapped inside that room? Because I think if I push it through the doorway to the right, I think I won't be able to get it to that door, to block the doorway without being on the wrong side of the doorway. So I think what I need to do is pull it up the left side and then reach through that hole to get it. And so basically the lockers, they're already getting in through the lockers, but the lockers are there to slow them down and give me a certain number of moves. Now, okay, I wasn't sure I could pull through that. Okay. So, I think, wait. Oh, hey! I got a ferret? I got a ferret.
Cats. The only thing I liked about cats were the cute pictures people would take and post online. And, the internet is gone, so I guess there's no need for cats anymore.
Okay, so that was not a ferret, it was a cat. I assumed a ferret for some reason. Gaming Ground 1 just showed up. Thanks for subscribing, Gaming Ground. And says, how are we doing? So bugs are attacking, and we are trying to survive. And it's not easy. So, okay, again, I think that the first few moves here are forced. I think I have to block that, because that is the first way they're getting in. The second way they're getting in is to the upper left. But I think I can probably isolate myself in that room to the left pretty readily. Right? Yeah, okay. So I think that
I remember
wonder-
one time we went on a school trip to a creek to find some fossils. I don't think we found any fossils, but a friend did find a shard of glass when she stepped on it. I think they stopped going to the creek after that.
Okay. Oh, wait. Are they going to beat me to that window? Nope, but they're beating me to the door. Okay. Oh, no! All right. So it seems like the door might actually be the first one I have to solve. Then I can block that window. Then I can try... Yeah, okay, I had exactly the right number of moves to do that.
It's bad enough that I have to deal with the apocalypse, but now I have to contend with poorly designed storage facilities. God invented OSHA for a reason.
Okay, I do like that they're lampshading the fact that these are insane building designs. If they were meant to be actual buildings and not puzzles. Paroxicus is comparing this to COVID, saying if the bugs were invisible, this is how it felt to be in the pandemic. At least in the early days, we just weren't quite sure how it was going to be transmitted most, and nobody was quite sure what they could do exactly. I wonder, can I pull... I'm just going to try real quick. Okay, no, I can't pull a shelf down. So it seems like... Okay, so these little, like... part walls, I can move through them freely, but the box can't. So I need to get the box up to where the door is. So I have to grab it, pull it up. I can't pull it back, so I have to push it through. But then I have to grab it from this side. And I assume I have time to pull it up here. Okay, I guess we're trying to make it... There was another section.
I was fascinated by shows featuring machinery as a kid. Just these massive processes to make taffy or plastic bottles. The way each step flowed into each other. The syncopated rhythm of machinery, producing thousands of identical products. It compressed the near infinity of the world down to a dozen or so steps. An instruction manual for everything.
Huh, so some commentary on what it feels like to be doing a puzzle like this as a person. Okay, so it looks like the first one the most urgent window for me to cover is actually the one to my left. But I don't see a way to cover it. Like, I could cover the two doors with the blocks that I have near me. But I think what I might actually need to do is not that. I might actually need to make myself some kind of isolation chamber, because I don't think I can block the window to the left. There isn't a block in that track. And so I think that's the key insight I'm supposed to get, is that, yeah, like, I think that the two blocks near me that can block the doors, I think they're red herrings. I think that no matter what I do with those, bugs are still coming in that window on the left. And the window on the lower left as well. So I think what I actually need to do is find the place where I can make myself a diamond to hide in. And I think it's here.
In retrospect, I know it was an oversimplification. Accidents happen all the time, products end up wonky. The promise of everything being as simple as an abstract process is a bit childish. But I still like to think of the world like that, despite current circumstances.
Zedric says that his feet like to find sharp things in the water, including an old fish hook once. Oh, that's horrible. I do really like walking around barefoot. It kind of does help me sort of like, I don't know, when I spend all day in an office, like it's like touching grass. It kind of like connects me to the world and makes me feel awake again. But yeah, so occasionally I have stepped on like sharp rocks and things that have not been fun. Renethcord asks if this game is by Bennett Foddy. I doubt it. It doesn't seem like his deal, but I can see like sort of the attitude lining up that way. Okay, so similar kind of track setup. I hope that the game doesn't eventually only become track setups like this, but okay, yeah, so I don't think I can't block the windows. None of the all of the entry points are sealed off from boxes. So I think what I might need to do is seal myself into a corner. Or, well, yeah, just that. I think I need to seal myself into a corner. And I'm betting that it should be the far corner. Oh, wait, let's back up a bit. We gotta be as economical with our movement as we possibly can. Oh wait, it stops there. Crap. Okay, hold on. Let's look at it from over here. I didn't notice that was blocked. So if I want to seal myself into the bottom right corner, I can, but I need to use both of the bottom left boxes to do it. So let's back up. Okay. I'm trying to think. Now, can I actually do that, though? Just thinking about this, once I've pulled one of those boxes into place, I think I'm prevented from pulling the other one into place from inside. Like, imagining myself inside that bottom right corner, is there any box I could push to get out? Because if there's not a box I can push to get out, that also means there's not a box I can pull to get in. So that is probably not the solution. I'm not sure what the solution is then. This one is tough. Hey there, SXO. Thanks for joining us. If you've got any insights into how a person could survive this, if I had 8 boxes, I could theoretically seal off the middle, maybe? But I don't. I have 7. It does feel like sealing myself into a corner must be the answer. Oh! Ranethcord, I think, had the right idea. It's not a corner. It's another diamond. It's another diamond. Okay, so let's look at this again. So yeah, I gotta get a diamond at one of the intersections. You're absolutely right, Ranethcord. So I think what that means is grabbing this one, pulling it up here. They're already on the way, so this exact solution might be too slow of a solution. Nope, it's the exact solution. It's perfect. Like,
my review of large shelving units, they're easy to move, they can contain many things, and they're good at barricading windows and doors. Overall, I give large shelving units 5 stars. Okay,
whoever made this listens to John Green, and I love it. So, anyway, when I have the exact right number of moves to do the thing, that's when I know it's the right answer. Like, I mean, obviously, if you succeed, it's the right answer no matter what it is. But, like, there's some extra legitimacy in getting it in exactly the right number of moves. You're like, oh, they set the numbers at the beginning or the distances, from the spawn specifically to do exactly what I did. Ah. Right. I do like...
There was a foam factory near my house. All they made was foam. I dreamt of one day going to the foam factory and jumping in the excess foam that they would throw out. Parents would never let me. I assume they had a moral objection to fun. I probably could do it now as an adult with the end of the world and all. I'd probably get tetanus or something.
I do love the fact that when you beat a puzzle, they play out what happens afterwards, and the bugs just go everywhere. It's a satisfying way to do it. It almost feels like when your solution to a Zachtronics machine suddenly starts playing faster and faster and faster, showing it, accelerating through what it does, and sort of rewarding you for this. Like it'll accelerate through the bug apocalypse and just show how what you did was really effective. Okay, so theoretically, I could pull both of these shelves so that I'm trapped in the middle, but I don't know how I could possibly get an angle on them that would let me do that. So, because you have to slide them across something from the side. And so you kind of, if you're going to be blocking yourself in, you kind of have to do it from the outside. So, okay, I think... And they're going to come in immediately, are they? Okay, yeah. So I think what I need to do is push that way. And, they're going to be on my butt the whole time. But I'm blocking their ingress there. There we go.
You'd be surprised at what you can find in some of these remote storage places. One time I found a warehouse full of assembly instruction books with absolutely no indication of the things they were intended to assemble.
Reneth Cord is wondering if that diamond solution that he found for me earlier, if there was some kind of combo push-pull that I could have done with 2 boxes at once to make it go faster. That does almost make me want to go back and try that out to see if there is one. And if it can succeed faster than what I did. So I'm probably going to call it quits on this soon just because I don't want to play through the whole game. I want people to go buy it and solve problems themselves. Cogs points out that this is made by someone named John Van Atta. And well done, John. This is really cool. And this is the kind of game that a person could make by themselves. And when people are out there sort of thinking, I should get into game development, this is the kind of thing you should think of making it first. Practice your skills on something with straightforward, simple mechanics, things that you can sort of, that are made interesting by the configuration of the elements. But the elements themselves are all fairly simple. They're not relying on things like physics to work. Don't take on the big, bug-ridden, fancy stuff. Do stuff like this. I'm not, by the way, I'm not trying to assert that John Van Atta is an inexperienced person. I don't know anything about his history. He could be a very experienced game developer. The thing I'm saying is that this is the genre of game that makes the most sense for a solo person to experience, to experiment with for the first time. This and 2D platformers and stuff where it's the elements of the game are fairly straightforward and there are fewer things that can go wrong, for you to have to sort of fine-tune very finicky code to make things go right. Okay, Cog says that this person, this solo developer, has made multiple other games, and there's a rock paper shotgun review of this game. Actually, I think, come to think of it, I think it was glancing at that review. I don't think I read the whole thing, but glancing at that review was what made me come out and get this. So yeah, check this game out on Rock Paper Shotgun. You can read a lot more. Okay, so it looks like the one to my left can block these 2 doors. And the one on the bottom right can block the door on the right. Is that all I need? Looks like.
Oh, suburbia. I remember the halcyon days of being a 10-minute walk from the nearest grocery store. Now, there aren't any grocery stores anymore, but somehow the undead specter of unwalkable neighborhoods still haunts these lands.
So, Cogs was suggesting earlier that the creator of this game is from New York, and that is the kind of thing that, amongst Americans, that's one of the few places you can be from where you can have nostalgia about walkable cities. Because there are not, like he's saying, there are not a lot of places like that in modern America. Okay, so I'm assuming the bugs are coming through those fences. So I have to pick where I'm going to be. Okay, so it looks like I can't get into the bottom right building. The bugs can, so that's not a destination. The top right building looks promising, but I don't see anything I could use to block its entrance. The upper left building, similarly, I've got a thing I can tip over, but it doesn't land in a useful place. So bottom left must be by destination, right? No, wait. Can I do anything with cars? I can. I don't know if that's the thing I should be doing with cars, but I can move cars. So I think what that means is I need to construct myself a car up, like a thing made out of cars. So, but I'm betting the cars can only slide one direction. Can I grab a car from the side, or can I only push or pull it? Okay, yes, I can move it that way. So, I think I might just be building myself like a little pinwheel of cars. I might have to pull it that close. I think this is the first direction they're going to hit me from. Crap. Not fast enough. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, hold on. So I think that the third car I grabbed, it's already blocking me from that direction. So I might not need to pull it. Also, I might not be moving these in the most efficient way. Okay, yeah, so the direction that I need this car to protect me from. Wait, nope, wrong direction. I was thinking I had tank controls. Okay. Yeah, that works.
I first learned to drive in an industrial park. We went on a weekend when the warehouses weren't operating. Can't even remember which of the myriad parking lots we started in. Probably one of the auto parts warehouses. Probably a coincidence, but I like to believe my mom just had that little faith in me.
Ranithcord says, how does a car block them, but getting in the car doesn't? It's a puzzle game, Ranithcord. But yeah, you're right. Okay, I actually think, so the thing about this game is, it's hard to know when to stop, because, like, immediately on the heels of beating one puzzle, you're introduced to the next puzzle. There isn't an opportunity to leave, so I always feel like, no matter what I do, I'm gonna leave on a cliffhanger. So, I don't know. Let's do one more, and then we'll quit, alright? So let's have a look at this one, which is freaking complicated. Or is it that complicated? So I can't block those thingies in the middle. And there's so many windows. I have trouble believing I could block the windows. But oh wait. No, I bet this is deceptively simple. All right.
houses I
And that's
find
it.
very
Hey, you shush.
safe to-
You shush, man who talks to me. We're not going to set up another mission, another level, and make everybody think that we can't stop playing this game. But yeah, seriously, I probably would have sat down and played this entire game from front to back if I just had, whatever amount of time that takes. Like, just because it doesn't make, there's nothing that makes you want to stop. It's just me looking at my clock down here that makes me want to stop. But this game is great. I'm thrilled about it. Like, this is a very clever set of mechanics and rules they're pretty intuitive and straightforward to learn. Make sure that he builds a level around teaching you each thing and how it works, and then integrates integrates it into sort of the larger picture as you go. And so it's like you'll have a simple puzzle teaching you one mechanic, and then a series of escalating puzzles using that mechanic in different contexts and in different ways in conjunction with other mechanics. Then it'll do another simple level introducing you to a new mechanic, and then progress outwards again. It's well put together. This guy knows what he's doing, and I'm excited about this game. This is really cool. So SXO was asking me a question. Actually, I'll answer your question in a minute, SXO, because it's not about this game. Let's wrap up the video about this game. So that was Endure the Swarm. And it's really cool. And if you like this kind of game, go check it out for yourself. And I've left a ton of puzzles, I assume, for you to solve on your own. So go for it.